sneaking in the movies. My name is Speed, and this is my homeboy, Tyrone. And we are like, movie critics and shit.
Well, not really. Peep this. Each week, me and my boy, you know, we go to different theaters and stuff and sneak in and check out the movie.
Then we come back and tell y'all what's up, like if y'all should pay money and shit. Today, the first movie we will be reviewing is a classical movie called Amadeus Meets Celerius, about two motherfuckers really into music.
And here's the clip.
If I could sear out my eyes, tear my music from the skies and hearts and souls of every human being that has ever heard it, I would give anything to have him back into my soul. Thine eyes, thine heart can whisper no more, but to be without him, the skies will see no more than nothing.
Bullshit!
I didn't like this movie at all. My first problem was the fact that I couldn't say the title. I get tired of titles I can't pronounce and shit. If you want people to come and see it, a motherfucker gotta be able to tell his woman where he gonna take her. You gonna lean over to your woman and say, I'm taking you to, I'm a duh. You know what I mean? I didn't like it.
Here's the next clip, Chicago Jones, Temple of Doom.
Got any other bright ideas, Chicago?
Let's jump.
You gotta be crazy.
Trust me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can do anything. Let's jump.
Okay.
You ready? 1, 2, 3, go! You okay?
Just a run in my stack.
Let's go.
I'll start. I tell you, I enjoyed the first and second Chicago Jones and Temple of Dooms. You know, I kind of gave the guy points. It's a little unbelievable, but it's possible, you know? I know he's a bad motherfucker and all. I know that.
Right.
But him jumping off mountains with his mother, you know, and not getting hurt, no, that's bullshit.
I disagree, homeboy. I believe this movie. A dude could jump off a mountain and not hurt himself because he did brace himself. And he knew something about the levels of relativity and polarity.
What? Nah, that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit.
Oh, man, you don't know shit about science because you dropped out of high school.
Hey, man, why you gotta bring that up, man?
Because it's the truth.
Hey, I know it's the truth. Hey, man, fuck you.
Oh, well, what you gonna do about it?
Hey, man, I'ma bust your ass.
Oh, yeah, after the clip.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Welcome to Flyby Films, a once or twice a month podcast where, using the magic of distance-defying tubes, or some shit like that, myself, Jameson Barsotti, and my friend over in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Blake Collier, get together and discuss films that either have been or will be forgotten. Blake, today we're going to be discussing the movie Hollywood Shuffle.
Yes.
Can you give me a little bit of background on how this movie was chosen?
Yeah, so we if for those avid listeners of the podcast who have listened to all the episodes, which is I think at my count 3 people, you know that earlier this year we did a podcast on the terrific superhero film Meteor Man, which was directed and starring Robert Townsend. And on that podcast, if you have a keen ear, you would have heard that we basically did not know much of anything about this said Robert Townsend. And one of the 3 listeners that we have that tend to listen to every episode, for whatever reason, I don't know, Demetrius Sanders, he texted me. He was like, "What? Robert Townsend is a known quantity. What are you talking about? He's forgotten.
So,
And so part of it for us is like, okay, we want Demetrius on the show to right this wrong, because he clearly knows the film work of Robert Townsend and his often partner Keenan Ivory Wayans and Damon Wayans, and the 5 other Wayans that are in the universe. Yeah, so I didn't realize how closely they work together because I have much more familiarity with the Wayans
sure,
than I
yeah.
do with Robert Townsend. So that was a surprise to me how close they were.
For better or worse, we've all seen Scary Movie. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And for purely better, we've all seen Major Payne.
I have not seen Major Payne. I know who Major Payne
shit.
is. I know.
Holy shit.
I know.
This is going down in the books. We've got to watch this movie.
Okay. But I think the entire internet has seen White Girls. So,
I've never seen White Girls.
I've never seen it, but it seems to get cited a lot. Often. Yeah. But yeah, so Demetrius took us to task, essentially.
Yeah.
And
which is pretty common for him.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. He's good about keeping us honestly.
Yeah.
So
that being said, we are expecting Demetrius to drop in at some point. So
yes,
fingers crossed.
He's got some new equipment and he's testing it out. And as everyone knows, getting new equipment and trying to get it to work properly with your computer and whatnot is kind of a pain in the ass. So at some point he will drop in, and we will let everyone know when he drops in. But in the meantime, you get to hear us bullshit about whatever. Now, real quickly, I threw this to Demetrius. I said, okay, clearly we have a stark hole in our knowledge of film history with Robert Townsend. Would you come back and pick another Robert Townsend film for us to watch and then come on the show? And he said, of course. And he actually told me the other day that he chose this one. I don't know specifically why he chose this one, but he said, that way you've seen at least two Robert Townsend films. And unfortunately, you still haven't even seen The Five Heartbeats, which is basically a story of the Temptations, but without it being the Temptations. So, which apparently is a really great film and is even sampled on one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time, which is Balloon Mind State by De La Soul, which I found out the other day, and I was like, holy shit, how did I not know this? So yeah, so that's where this episode came along. We were running out of ideas for forgotten movies. We realized that there's just really not that many forgotten movies, and we were like, let's bring on the guests. I'm just kidding. There's tons of forgotten movies. We just thought it'd be a nice welcome change of pace for the remainder of the year to have guests on and to shoot the shit. So,
dude,
yeah,
I always love our guest episodes. I feel like I learn new things. I meet new people. So guests are always fun. Not that you're not fun, Blake. I still love you.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean,
good.
There's only 2 people I would go gay for, and one of them is you. So,
aww.
The other one is Idris Elba.
Oh. Yeah, honestly, I don't think you would get very many benefits from going gay for me. So, just hold out.
I mean,
for Idris. Yeah.
It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Oh. So let's make good on our promise. let's
Okay.
bullshit.
What is our promise?
Our promise is to bullshit for
Oh,
the first
okay. All right.
first 45 minutes.
Yeah,
How have you been?
I've been good. I've been trying to get through the remaining weeks of the year for my work. I get the last 2 weeks off because I
Nice.
maximized my PTO because my
Nice.
company gave us Christmas and the day after Christmas, and then New Year's and the day after New Year's off. So I only had to use 6 days of PTO for 2 weeks worth of time. So if I can get through, I only have to work 3 days this week before Thanksgiving, and then I take off next Monday because it's my son's birthday, and it'll be the day after my birthday. And yeah, so then it'll be 3 weeks after that, and then I am done for the year. So just
That
keeping
sounds
that in mind, and that's what's motivating me.
that sounds wonderful, Blake. Do you have kind of fun plans during those 2 weeks off, or just chill?
I mean, we'll go to Amarillo for some of
Okay.
that time, and we're gonna get an Airbnb in Amarillo, and then we're gonna hang out with my friends and my family for Christmas. We've got a thing in our house where we don't go anywhere for all of Advent. So from the first Sunday, which is my birthday this year, till Christmas, we don't go anywhere. We want to be part of our church and experience the full extent of Advent. And we do all the services for my church, all that stuff. We have a midnight mass, Christmas Eve. And then we enjoy Christmas morning with our kids, and then we leave to whatever we're doing. So we'll get up on Christmas morning, do presents, enjoy time with the kids, have our typical breakfast for Christmas, which is pigs in a blanket and red velvet cake, and then we'll load up the kids, drive to Amarillo, and then enjoy Christmas 2.0 with my family, and then see friends and family the rest of the time. So for about a week-ish. Yeah, and then come back and hopefully do a whole lot of nothing after that.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, we're battening down the hatches next year, so we're intentionally not going anywhere, not taking any trips or anything, trying to spend as little money as possible so we can pay off loans and crap like that. So
Does that include?
this will be the last hurrah.
Well, luckily, this podcast doesn't cost anything, so you'll get to continue to do the podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not going anywhere podcast wise.
Nice. So are you? Does this include like the Mockingbird conference?
Oh yeah,
Or-
yeah. I haven't been asked back.
Oh well, I didn't mean to bring that up. I didn't know that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
The only reason I spoke last year is because I asked to.
Yeah.
And I have first off, I'm not going anywhere during the year, so I would turn it down on that alone. But partially as I don't have anything specific that I would necessarily want to talk about. Although the theme this year, this coming May, is pretty sweet. But yeah, it's not that. I mean, I would love to go to every New York City conference, but man, it's not doable most of the time.
Yeah.
Especially with kids these ages. So
I do want to point out one thing that you said a while back after I know I took us on that question, but you mentioned how the Collier breakfast for Christmas is pigs in a blanket and red velvet cake.
Yep.
Would you care to explain yourself on that? Like, how does that come about? Is it regional? Is it family
well,
influence?
So Yeah, well, I don't know. There might be a regional aspect to it. I grew up, what my parents would do every Christmas morning would be to have out of a can fruit cocktail and
Yeah.
pigs in a blanket.
Okay.
And that was, we would do our stockings while we ate breakfast, and then we would do presents after that, after everyone ate and whatnot. Apparently my wife grew up with pigs in a blanket on Christmas morning as well. So once we found that out, we kind of just made that part of our morning, because we both
that's
like
cool.
it. Everyone likes pigs in a blanket. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's easy and it's good. But the red velvet cake, I'm trying to think back, because this is what happened during when Seamus was first born. This was deep COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I think my wife made a red velvet cake, and I can't remember why she made it. But it was just one of those things where she was like, well, I'll make it, and if we eat it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I generally speaking like red velvet cakes. It's not my favorite, but I like it. So, and so yeah, I think she made it, and we just had it on Christmas morning, and it kind of just went from there. We do it every year and have some kind of red velvet cake every year for Christmas morning. So
yeah, I have to admit, when you first said that, I was like, Blake, that's like dessert you're having for breakfast. But then I'm like, oh, but we have like hot cocoa and cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
So I think dessert
and fruit cocktail is like drenched in syrup.
But Blake, it's fruit. It counts.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a red velvet cake story that this reminded me of. This will be quick, but when I was in high school, I was homeschooled, but we had these co-ops.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a class would like pop up out of the co-ops, and it would be like a group class. And one of them was just a Shakespeare class, and my sister and I, we had to do a presentation of a Shakespeare play and kind of talk about it. And we decided to do a cooking show presentation on Titus Andronicus.
Oh.
And we had made a red velvet cake. And so we like kind of talked about the story as if we were doing a cooking show, and then we popped out the red velvet cake to share with everybody.
That's sweet.
Which I thought was fun. Actually, now that I'm like retelling the story, I am realizing it was way more clever than I give my my high school self credit for. Like, I do not think of my high school self very like well, and I'm like, oh hey, I would congratulate a high schooler who told me they did a bit like that. I'd be like, oh, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's damn near profound.
Sure.
You are a red velvet cake eater?
I like it. I really like it. There's something about the red that just clicks with me, and I don't know if it's the abundance of food dye, but red velvet cakes are generally really moist.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah. I also like.
Last year we have this place called Luger's Bavarian Bakery in Tulsa, and they had a special green red velvet cake. We wouldn't do it again. It was good. Like, everything you get from there is good, but it was the green dye. It looked disgusting. Like, whenever you cut into it, it just looked absolutely disgusting. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. If you hear anyone saying that they're going to do some kind of green red velvet cake or something like that, yeah, I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, I don't think green doesn't like go well with chocolate, which is what red velvet cake is supposed to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I just feel like that would end up looking like a a sick turd.
It did, yeah. It largely did, and in theory, it's supposed to be like a red and green Christmas red velvet cake. So like, there's still red at the top, but it was green at the bottom. So, but whenever a large portion of it was mixed, so it looked like brown turd in the middle. Whenever they got the colors mixing, and you're like, oh, not sure about this. It still tastes
good.
great.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah. So, what do y'all have traditions on Christmas morning?
We do. So it starts on Christmas Eve. We usually like unwrap pajamas, and we wear the pajamas to bed. Wake up with them, and yeah, just usually like hot chocolate and I don't know, cinnamon rolls. Maybe like not really anything like super consistent, but then yeah, we just open presents and we do. When you guys open presents, do you take turns or everybody kind of goes for it?
At this time, it's pretty much our kids go for it, and I mean, we try to like let them take turns, but it ends up just being a free for all most of the time. So, and then my wife and I usually only get each other a gift each, so it's like
this was the challenge we found with Hazel was like he didn't really care about presents. He was starting to care last year. This year he's totally gonna care. But he also got like 50 presents to like okay, we each had like a couple, right? And so we were like taking turns. We had my wife's family over, and we were doing turns, but we would do every other one Hazel with. Okay, we go to Hazel. Okay, next person opens, and then we go back to Hazel and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, he's right now the only little in the bunch. So yeah.
Who's the better gift giver, you or Kira?
Well, Kira's pretty good at giving gifts, except I'm not really easy to shop for. So her job is like hard mode. Yeah. I'm pretty decent at getting gifts, although sometimes I don't plan them in enough time, and also Kira tends to be very much a list person, so it's very easy.
She has a pretty decent idea that something on that list is going to be. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, she like gives me a list and she's like, I don't want you to deviate from this, and I'm like, but I want to deviate, I come from a family where it's like, oh, you don't write down your lists because you're not going to get your list anyway, and the expectation is that
you're not going to get your list anyways, you piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I think my family, I would always be like, oh, this would be interesting to get for Christmas, and then my mom would always be like, it's a really tough year for budgets, so don't even like write anything down. And I'm like, why do you just like, she just didn't want to like break my heart if like didn't get anything. And I was like, but it's kind of like,
why? Why put a list?
But also, I don't remember like Christmases being, there was never like a year where we didn't have gifts. So I was like, it didn't compute like the way that she would tell me to like do things. So I just got used to like, oh, don't ask for anything, don't write down anything, don't really want anything, and that's fine too. Like I don't really feel like I need gifts right now. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of neat to be thought of, but like most things that I would want to get, I'm like, well, I don't want anyone to give me that because it's either too expensive or just something we can work into the budget, if necessary. And maybe that's because I've lost all magic in life and I'm so practical now.
You're
But
deeply disenchanted and separated from the mythos of the universe.
exactly. So
I tend to be that way too. I'm a horrible gift giver.
mm,
My ability to give thoughtful, meaningful gifts is I've done fairly well in my life. I have
mhm.
failed on numerous occasions with her, um, but I have done a couple of really great gifts. But for the most part, like until I met her, my idea of a thoughtful gift was picking out specific books for people. Like I would stand in a bookshop and I would think about what I know these people generally read, and then I would find something that was in that vein but would stretch them.
You know what, Blake? That sounds like the type of gift that I would want. So
Yeah, exactly.
maybe I'm a terrible gift giver too. uh,
As far as I'm concerned, there is no greater gift than a book.
then a book that has like an hour's worth of thought put into it, right? Like
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
yeah. But I also get where that's kind of like, oh, okay. If
I
you're
mean,
receiving that, so.
it's good for a certain type of person. It's not
Mm,
good for most people. So, um,
yeah.
yeah, I have to up my game most of the time to at least
Hmm.
present something that is like either functional or, and occasionally it'll actually surprise my wife. I remember
That's
when
nice.
she turned 40 during COVID, deep COVID, and I put together a video. I without her knowing it, I sent out an ask to everybody to make a video wishing her a happy birthday. You probably remember this because you and Kira did
Hmm.
one. And I put that together into a big, massive video for her birthday. She loved it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what she needed during that time because we were literally not seeing anyone except for on a computer screen. So, no, it was great. It was that was one of the few times where I actually outdid myself. But most of the time, I'm a complete abject failure. So,
That's that's cool, but I think those mean a lot. And that's the type of thing that I'm always trying to chase. And, I do feel like the list situation can be a really um, hard for me to deal with. But like part of my like trying to be better at getting gifts is like just acquiescing
yeah,
acquiescing to my wife's
yeah.
like, I want these things, and I'm like,
Hmm.
but I have this I want to surprise and she's like, no, just give
Just
me
yeah,
something on
it's
this
one of
list.
these.
Yeah. Actually, this year I was able to satisfy that in kind of a weird, practical, unromantic sort of way too, which
Hmm.
seems like uh, an oxymoron. But let me explain. Um, do you know? Are you familiar with tax shelter accounts like FSAs and things
Yes.
like that? Okay,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
So we
Yep.
had one and I accidentally put too much money in it, and we thought we were going to use it for one aspect of medical expenses, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
let's use it. Um, but we found out we couldn't use it for that,
Okay.
so I was like, oh shoot, we have all this money and we have to just use it. And then my wife was like, I want LASIK, and I was like, oh, that's actually on this. Let's do that. And so
Nice.
she's gonna get LASIK, and I was like, I think this should be like some sort of Christmas gift, right? And she was like, yes, I totally understand that. And I was like, okay, good. So
Nice.
I will get my wife some stuff, but at least like the pressure this year of like,
Is
what's the big
off.
thing? What's the big thing that I'm
Yeah.
gonna get her, or whatever, So I'll do the stocking and like I usually go to like World Market and like get a bunch of like doodads and things like that, and she likes that
Yep.
stuff. But like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love World
uh,
Market so much.
it's such a cool store. It's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. Uh, Another gift, and I was telling you a little bit about this before, but today I made an onion cake.
Oh shit!
And you asked what the
I
fuck
finally
is
get
an
to
onion?
find out what the fuck this is.
What the fuck an onion cake is? And I'll explain why it's a gift. So my sisters, it's their birthday today, actually, the 23rd of November. So if
Because
you're
they're
listening,
twins, right?
they're twins, yeah. If you're listening and wondering and keeping track of what days we actually record on, there you got that one. So anyway, so their birthday is today, but we're celebrating with them tomorrow. They had actually said, "Do you want to come to the sushi restaurant?" And we're like, "Well, we're vegetarian, so I don't think it'll really work." There were some things, but this one in particular, like, didn't have a lot of options.
Still doing that shit, aren't you?
Still doing that shit. So, so I have to do like asparagus in blankets for Christmas, some shit like that.
Asparagus blankets.
Yeah,
You can do mushrooms.
I could
Get
do
some of those
mushrooms,
meaty mushrooms.
dude. Mushrooms are legit.
No, I love
And
mushrooms.
the more I go into like vegetarianism, the more I'm like, give me those mushrooms,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
just fill me
The
to the
best
brim.
burger I've ever had was a mushroom burger.
Nice,
Hands down.
nice.
And
Yeah. Anyway, so quick thing about my twin sisters, they hate onions. Absolutely. So my wife texts them and is like, Jamie wants to know what type of cake you guys want. Oh, so I suggested, I totally missed this part. They wanted to take us to sushi. I said, we're not going to do that, but why don't you guys come over after? I'll bake you a cake. My wife says, hey, what type of cake do you want? They respond, oh, we want a funfetti cake. Okay, fine. You're an adult. That's okay. As we've covered, I'm completely disenchanted to the world. I don't.
we have a friend and we have a friend that also asks for funfetti cupcakes
You know
a
what?
lot of times. So
Yeah, I'm being facetious because I make a bomb funfetti cake. Like, I did a really good job on the cake, and
okay.
yeah. So I was like, yeah, sure, great. And then they made an off the cuff remark about like, oh, anything you make is great, just make sure there's no onions or celery. And I was like, why the fuck were there onions or celery? And then it clicked. I am going to shape the cake like a big fucking onion.
Oh,
And
I
so
love it.
it is going to be a hemisphere that is frosted to look like an onion. I'm gonna
That is
sprinkle
amazing.
Oreos for the dirt around it and have little green onions kind of coming out of the top. So they will get their onion cake. But
That is amazing.
it won't taste like onion. So
okay. Well, that was the part that was throwing me off.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was anyone I personally knew, who could make an actual cake that had onions in it and not taste like onion, it would be you.
I do admit, in Googling for pictures of onion birthday cakes,
Yeah,
I came across there are recipes out there. I did not click on them, but there are recipes out there for something called onion cake, which
because the web addresses were suspect.
yeah. So
was-
anyway,
It was like, if I click on this, what am I actually going to see?
exactly. I wouldn't put it past the world to have onion cake mean something pornographic. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a cake that's shaped
It's
like an
shaped.
onion.
It's
Hence
shaped
the onion
like
cake. Okay.
yes, yeah.
Well,
And
that brings. Don't get me wrong. I love onions. Not necessarily raw unless they're on a burger, but
mhm.
I like. I do like onions that are sautéed or
Mhm.
cooked or something like that. Like I adore them. And I love onions with mushrooms sautéed.
Mhm. Yes.
But I used to hate all onions back when I was a kid.
Yeah. My sisters hate onions. Yeah. And mushrooms maybe. So, they're weird.
Yep.
Yeah. I see.
I see Demetrius.
Yes. I see Demetrius's name.
Yes. But I do not hear him.
I don't either. Demetrius, can you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can hear you.
I can hear you. Hang on
Yeah,
one second.
buddy. Okay.
That is good. So
It does say to close all apps and tabs and refresh, Demetrius. I don't know if that means.
oh, I think he closed the apps and tabs and he is refreshing.
Oh, looks like it's working.
Oh,
Still can't get the camera.
That's all right. We'll try
You're
not to talk over you.
yeah. Yeah, if you need to yell at us and raise your voice,
Just say, shut the
be,
fuck up. That's fine.
Yeah, just
Strap. I'm just reading this description for. Jeez, strapping young PI.
okay.
Winky Dinky host.
Strapping young PI is a reference to the movie. But we haven't started talking about the movie. I can explain it real quick
Okay.
because it's a complete tangent. So
No, I remember the PI sketch.
yeah. So in that, it flashes his name in the movie, and
Yeah.
the guy is Devin Townsend, which is another version of his name, or change out for Robert.
Yeah, because it shows
But,
up. I think it shows up somewhere in the produced by or something like that.
Produced by, yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
So there is a Canadian metal band that is fronted by this guy named Devin Townsend.
By
and
Devin
the
Townsend.
Band by an actual person named Devin Townsend. And the band is called Strapping Young Lad. So Strapping Young PI felt like I was merging them together. I don't think anyone has ever made this connection before, and it's probably more confusing than anything, but it made me laugh. So
that's why you're the coolest.
Thanks, Demetrius. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Only you can come up with that kind of text.
The actual camera on me, all that sarcasm came out.
Yeah, no, it did.
So
and your beard
Demetrius,
is very cool too.
Demetrius,
Yes.
we've been talking about Christmas traditions. Do you have any Christmas traditions?
Besides sleeping in.
I mean, that is a hell that we would love to have that tradition.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend. I was talking to our friend Shahab about how without kids at like 44, I can just like sleep whenever I want and get up and just go somewhere in the middle of the night and never have to worry about anyone. And no matter the hookups, I can always sleep in my own bed because I'm single.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
man, those
This
are
is
the.
gonna be a raunchy podcast.
Hey, nothing wrong with
Hey.
that. Bring on the raunch.
Yeah. We can talk about
Well, I'm talking
the
to, like-
nasty anytime we want. So
Clearly,
I
we
mean-
can't if you call it the nasty.
I'm referencing the movie. Actually, the PI.
And I
the
like
PI sketch.
doing the nasty.
The nasty.
And I like doing the nasty.
Yeah.
I was kind of
Oh,
like
man.
taken aback by like some of like the weird homophobia. of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, oh yeah, and it's like pretty prevalent in like the Wayans brothers stuff,
Mhm.
like
Yes.
some of the sketches and like even something like Low Down Dirty Shame. I think Jada Pinkett has like a gay roommate, so it always kind of like shows up.
Well, this was 1987, so that would fit for the time.
Are we going with the "it was a different time" defense?
Well, no. It wasn't like it, but just if you think about like the nature of like, you know, especially hip hop's kind of coming into its own at this time, like homophobia was huge in early hip hop. So,
I
like,
don't know. Homophobia is still pretty huge. In
oh, it's still
late
it's still
hip-hop,
there.
So
It's still there, but it's like it was kind of. I feel like hip hop was kind of the first cultural item that like really brought that mentality into the open. And I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, into
It
the
just
seems
open, I
like
think,
that-
is maybe doing a lot of work here because I think there was a lot of like.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, don't
like,
ask, don't
I think there was
tell
homophobia in general
Yeah.
and culture
but
at the time.
that's the other thing too, because like much of the like gay community, the LGBTQ community,
Mm-hmm.
has like a really huge black representation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just like a lot of the main things that come out of it, like voguing and the snaps, the gestures, all come from that culture. So it's like its
Yeah.
own thing, and like I guess they find a lot of humor in that because there's always like there's always like a character in the background doing something like that,
Yeah.
or they're referencing it.
On
Yeah, no doubt.
on the Wikipedia for this, there is like in kind of its legacy section, there was like, you know, it's been critiqued for that type of representation, for the LGBTQ representation in the movie. And I guess recently Robert Townsend has like addressed it and been like,
Yeah,
he did use the, you know, it was a different time, but he followed up with, I honestly didn't mean to hurt anyone. I didn't think in these terms, you know. So there was
Yeah.
at least some
Yeah.
like ownership of that too. Yeah. So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it took me a long time to realize that he was the father in the Bear.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, I still haven't watched The Bear, but when I was like doing some background on it, on
Mhm.
him, it came up, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah,
I know
mean,
The Bear
that's
has
fine.
like a lot of actors who are just like popping up in it.
Oh yeah,
People are like, "Oh, I haven't seen so and so in a really
Yeah.
long time." So
he
that's pretty cool.
plays Sid.
Is he like Ayo Adibri's dad or something?
Dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Is
And
she
he's good.
playing like? Is she playing like what's her background? Is she still playing?
She's-
God, what is her actual background? because I know that.
Oh, I don't know her. Like until
her parents,
I saw the bear,
I think
I'd
her
never heard of
parents
her.
are immigrants.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean that tracks.
I don't know much about her.
Yeah, I don't either. The bear was the first thing I saw her in.
Yeah, like
she's
I've
great
seen
in
her
it.
around. I've seen Bottoms is pretty funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I mean, Robert
Yeah,
Townsend
I've
doesn't have
mostly
a
seen
huge
the
part
bear.
in it, but he does show up from time to time.
Well, I was only
He's
asking
reoccurring.
because,
Yeah.
I remember that the first time I ever saw Robert Townsend in something was when I was younger, watching The Mighty Quinn. You guys remember that movie?
He was in The Mighty
It's
Quinn?
Well, he's like the main antagonist / like foil. Because they're all looking for him. He's the one who's stolen the money and is wanted for murder. So like he's got like this dreadlock wig on the entire time.
Man, it's been years since I've watched that movie. I don't remember much about it at all. So yeah. Like, I remember liking it, but
I remember like watching this and I don't know, it's pretty cool, but like I forgot that Mimi Rogers was like the kind of a femme fatale on the island. Mm-hmm. She was like the rich guy's husband who was killed, and she's like, oh yeah, I slept with him before he like took off with the money. And she's like trying to sleep with like Denzel Washington too, and he's like, of course not. I'm a married man, even though my wife doesn't acknowledge me in any kind of way.
Oh gosh, yeah. We so Demetrius, we brought up the story of how we ended up picking, not us picking, but you picking Hollywood Shuffle.
Yes,
and how you balked at our lack of knowledge of Robert Townsend and how we thought he was largely forgotten. You're like, no, he's a main staple of Black Hollywood. So,
it's like what? Like when I told my roommate, you guys said that. She like her first question was like, "Are they white?"
Yes, they very
like,
much so.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like two white guys did a podcast about Meteor Man and said, "Hey, this movie is really forgotten and nobody thinks about it at all." And I was like, "Yeah, that definitely sounds like two white guys to me." Yeah. And then you were like, and this couldn't have been marketed to children. And I'm just like, it was on every billboard in Detroit at some point. It had like the cast of the entire cast, which we all knew because they were like kind of like black TV and film royalty.
Yeah.
Not just that, but like it had Big Daddy Kane in it. It had Luther Vandross in it.
It had Cypress Hill in it.
Yeah, like I'm just like what are you talking about? What?
In that movie,
all knew it. They even had like a comic tie-in in Marvel for that. For that movie.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was like a 5-issue run.
Dang,
that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he like meets Spider-Man and everything. It's wild.
That is wild.
He meets some of the prominent black characters in Marvel because you got to meet other black people if you're a black character. Solidarity. He just like comes across Night Thrasher and Luke Cage or something. It's like
that is hilarious.
That's fine, I guess.
Jeez.
So I do remember that movie because we watched it as a kid. Like I watched it as a kid. That was my experience with it. But yeah, I hadn't thought about it for a really long time. I did point this out to Blake a little bit later. Luther Vandross's character is named Jameson in the movie. So I was like,
I remember you saying that in the podcast.
Yeah.
You were so excited. So excited about it.
So excited.
Probably more excited than you needed to be, but
Yeah, well, I was actually mostly excited that it was spelt the same way because it's usually when I see it in like pop culture, it's usually spelled with an E instead of an I. But
the typical whiskey version.
Yeah, the whiskey version. Yeah.
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 But that's more of a last name, though, isn't it? It's not a first name.
It's more of a last name, but I don't meet a lot of people with it as a first name, but yeah, it's cool. Anyway. Yeah, too excited for it, sure.
So yeah, I wanted you back on so you could correct our complete failure at doing justice to Robert Townsend.
Oh man, I just realized that I don't have any alcohol handy.
So yeah, I know that you've got a fondness for Five Heartbeats. So what made you pick this one instead of Five Heartbeats?
Five Heartbeats is great. I haven't seen it in years, but this one is more of a mission statement as for Robert Townsend. His breakout for Hollywood. You know, like like all the Gen Xers or whatever, and I guess late boomers all have like that film that's like their announcement. Here I am, Hollywood. This is what I'm about. And before Five Heartbeats, it was this. It's his brand of comedy. It's him skewering the cinema that he grew up in. And I think the Wayans brothers do this a lot too. They have a lot of like throwbacks, like "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." There's a satirical edge to the 70s pimp and hoe blaxploitation cinema that you see referenced here a lot. But it also kind of like predicts some of the things that he's going to do later. I think he did like a more of a family show. There's members of the cast that like show up in like his later work or some of the work that he's done. I talked to you before off mic about Streets of Fire and how he's in a trio called the Sorrels, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yeah, the Sorrels. Two of the actors are here, and like the third one is that lieutenant who's in Heat.
From like the Heat, like
Heat, like the Michael Mann's film.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know if you remember, like the tall lieutenant who is like staying with Chris Shirelis' wife in the safe house.
I mean, it's literally the year that movie came out was the last time I saw 95. It. So
dude, they just like re-released it in cinema. I saw it earlier, like this past summer.
It's one I've wanted to revisit because it's been a long time, and I remember liking it at the time. But
yeah, I just rewatched I was looking up Streets of Fire not too long ago, and I rewatched it not too long ago. Amy Madigan is in that movie. If you guys have seen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had forgotten that like she's like the sidekick in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got like a history of popping up in just really odd films.
Yeah.
Things that you wouldn't expect her to show up in.
Did you see Weapons?
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, when I went into it, I was like, this better not be a witch.
And it was a witch.
Oh no.
As soon as it happened, I was like, that's
shit.
I was like, God damn it, man. Seriously. It's just like, there's this mystery, and why did these kids do this? And I thought that it was going to have something to do with, like, the radio signals from that tower. But I was like, this better not be a witch.
And it was.
It's like that Simpsons joke. That Simpsons joke where, like, Xena shows up. You're just like, whenever something happens that's unexplained, a wizard did it. Well, that's this is like the ultimate. A witch is like the ultimate narrative painting yourself into a corner.
That is so funny
because I executed. It's a lot of fun, but I was immediately taken out of it the moment like an actual witch showed up. But it's very much a fairy tale, so it's like a modern fairy tale. I just kept wondering why no one in the town seemed too interested in where their kids were. Yeah, like it seemed like life was pretty normal in such a small town with all those kids missing.
It feels it does feel pretty weird, especially in this day and age, for parents to not act like kids just randomly disappeared. That might have been the case in like the 50s and 60s, really, but
yeah, but like that town seems too small for everybody to just be like at work and like no signs, nobody's like no search parties. The police are pretty much doing like their everyday routines, and I'm just like, like an entire class of children are missing, right? They just like all ran away in the middle of the night. Like the FBI is not involved in this. They're just like, no, we're taking care of this on a local level.
Josh Brolin is put out with it. He's like,
and it's just like there's that really heated meeting, that parent-teacher meeting at the school, and they're like, we're working on it. The police are here. If you guys need any counseling, and they're like, nobody ever. It just never comes up again. And yeah, I don't know. It's a really weird movie.
Yeah,
in that sense, where it's just like you guys didn't think anything about like the world building. World building is always like a thing that hangs me up in films. Like, does the world feel real? And it did.
Yeah, that's fair. That's actually one of the best criticisms I've heard. Most of the time, it's like this movie isn't about anything. I was like, well, that's kind of horror for you. That's the way like great horror is. It's what you read into it. Yeah, but
that's actually like I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it.
I did like the witch though. Gladys was great.
Of course you did.
I did like the witch.
Character. It was like annoying, and then when she shows him, she basically like, hey, here's a step-by-step process of how I do witchcraft. And don't pay any attention to me, okay?
Don't pay any attention to it.
Yeah.
I love it when we have Demetrius on. Like he's able to like just completely dismember a film that I largely enjoyed, and it makes sense. Like,
yeah. No, I remember thinking as the movie was going, like you said, Demetrius, like the town's pretty small. Why don't they just go to every single house, and just check things? Like,
just search.
It wasn't like the kids were very hidden too. Like, they were kind of out of the way, but it was almost like, they're just kind of to the side, And there was even a part where, like, supposedly the FBI or the police investigated their house, and they just, like, moved them to the shed. And it was like, you didn't check the shed? Like, it definitely doesn't hold up to scrutiny.
There's just like a lot of weird stuff. Like you didn't check back at the house later, like without telling them.
But Demetrius, it's a vibes movie. It's a vibes-based movie.
Yeah, that's what they said about Longlegs, but Longlegs is better.
Okay. I was gonna say let's take down Longlegs now.
No, I remember talking to Demetrius about Longlegs. We were like we were like goofing on it. We were like we were loving every minute of it.
The whole thing about Longlegs is I think that it's supposed to feel staged because it's like a play. It's a stage play that's taking place in reality. He's altering the state of people to play out these roles. And we talked about that before. But the world doesn't change in weapons. Just this one thing does. And if you just change that one element, you have to extrapolate the effect of that one element and its ripple effect across the community. And if you're not doing that, then that, like, what is the movie really? So there's just like this one parent and all the other parents kind of like seem disengaged. And if that's the story, then talk about that, about the way that the parents aren't really engaged with their children and are missing them, and how that's making them into these hollow shells, turned into an allegory. But that's not what happened. It's more of a shock value thing. And then they're just like, even like the opening narrative, who's like some kid is narrating, just lies to you and says, and they never came back. But they did come back. They all came back. That's the end of the movie. What are you talking about? Are you one of the class members? Like, what? Are you in another class and you're just like
mysterious, Demetrius?
Who
is the girl?
So frustrating. I was like, who's this narrator? It's just like, I am the narrator. I am only this many years old. Here's a story about here's a story about a small town that was destroyed when children disappeared and never came back. Except they did come back, and they tore a lady limb from limb for some reason. We don't know.
Yep.
But,
yep.
you know.
Yeah.
I guess it's another day in Mayberry or whatever. What else?
Back to Hollywood Shuffle. And Robert Townsend.
Yes, they do be shuffling.
They do be there was a lot of shuffling in Weapons. That's true.
Especially from those there were no pimps on the loose though, so
no, there were no zombie pimps, that's for sure. Although that would have been a really interesting twist.
If that was the reason why all the children were missing, then I would have leaned in.
Yeah.
That was
where are these pimps hoes, and how did they become zombies? That's what I want to know. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh God, that's awesome.
So I think Blake and I both really, really enjoyed that skit. The Real Brothers, where they sneak into the movie theaters, and
that's such a New York thing too.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean that was quite possibly my favorite skit of the whole movie, and I like the black acting school too. But the Real Brothers,
man, English accent for it.
Yeah,
the English accent,
and like every instructor is white.
That's the part that was a
really
hammers
it home, because it's just like nobody teaches you how to be Hollywood black like a white person.
Yeah,
like a white casting agent who's just like, no, be blacker. You got to be a little bit more black, and you're talking to a black person, and they're just like, sure.
I thought that was a really like I could almost feel like the seething underneath that skit when it because of the showing the white people teaching them how to be more jive or whatever it was. Like I was like, that's a really good commentary. That's good satire.
And then it's just like nobody in the script process was a person of color, so of course they're writing this, and it's just like the compound effect of growing up watching the negative stereotype of what is essentially modern minstrel, and then going, oh, I can write that. And then you just like jump ahead to the 90s and a Quentin Tarantino script where it's just like a person raised on blaxploitation kind of like deifies the idea of blackness without engaging with it at all. So you've got the Jerry curl.
Jerry curl.
And I was thinking about Sam Jackson in Pulp Fiction has the Jerry curl.
Oh man.
And I'm just like, oh yeah, he's not spraying any activator on it at all. You missed it. You missed it, Tarantino. He should have an activator bottle with him at all times to keep that Jerry moist.
Was that the skit? Because I know you mentioned that one of the one of the skits was one of your favorites. Was that the one you were
That's
mentioning
the
with
one,
the Wayne?
because
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
I don't know
Yeah.
how familiar are you. Like, I know you're two upstanding white guys, but
Well, I don't know about
like,
upstanding, but
I'm sitting down
I mean,
right now.
you're
So.
pretty cool. But like, what experience do you have? What knowledge do you have of Jerry curls in the 1970s and 80s?
I've
Do you
seen
guys know
movies
what
with
it
them.
is?
I've
Do you guys know
seen
what it
movies
is?
with them,
Like,
and
outside of
I know it
context,
from hip hop. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Outside
Alright,
of
So
context
we
from
don't know
this
the
movie,
ins
I
and
don't
outs.
know.
Yeah, explain it to us.
Okay, so Jerry curls were kind of like this chemical, like an ammonia type of like hair treatment, ammonia based hair treatment that would essentially take the thick, uh, thick bushy hair of of black people and turn it into like this manageable curl. It was more not quite a perm, but it required like constant moisturization, or else like your hair would start to dry out and shrink back down. So like, because our hair grows so thick, it's actually a lot longer than it appears if it was straight. So if you like give someone who has an afro or perm, it may be like a small afro, but it would go to like your shoulders if it was straight hair. A Jerry curl essentially does that. It turns your hair from that thicker, shorter hair into like longer, stringier hair. And you may have seen like in Boys in the Hood, I think one of the characters, what was his name, Chris? It's like one of Ice Cube's friends always has like a bag on his head, like a hair bag, which is essentially what you use.
Okay.
It was like the most impractical hairstyle, because of the fact that you had to keep it moisturized all the time. A lot of people would just walk around with the bag on their head to maintain the moisture, which means like you have a hairstyle that no one can ever see.
Yeah.
And you're keeping it for style. But it's why it's my favorite joke, because when he takes his activator in like 3 or 4 frames, every time they cut back to him, his hair has like reverted like that quickly. Like, it's so like it goes like the second time they cut back to him, his hair has turned into like an afro, and then the time after that, it's shrunk back to almost like tight to his head. And it's like his hair was so long at the beginning, and that's why he immediately just like douses himself. Kenny Ivory Wayans really plays up that scene, because it's just like you see him when he's like breakdancing, when he's breaking, and he's just like splashing the activator onto like his friends, and he's just like dripping wet when they beat him up and throw him outside. And like Keenan's there, and he's just like overspraying himself with the activator, and it's dripping onto his jacket. His jacket just has like a giant grease spot around his neck. It's that
cool.
sketch is chef's kiss.
Yeah,
and it's like something probably only black people would even get.
I mean, there's an element of it that I thought was funny, but it was more of it's almost like a slapstick. Like, I don't fully understand like the cultural significance of it or the specificity of the joke, but there's like the simple comedic element of just seeing his hair shriveling up with each frame. There's a humor to that, but whenever you explained it, it's hilarious. It's even more
that's
funny.
Why it's and like they're all in the dance studio, and he's just like goes in there. First he goes in there and he's just like, oh, all these guys are in dresses. Why are they all in dresses in the dance studio? We don't know. It's just like a thing. And he just goes in there and he's like, oh yeah, I can beat these guys up. And like Steve James is in there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Steve James. If you've ever like watched any Cannon films, he's in American Ninja 1 and 2. He's also
I've
I'm gonna
I've
get
seen
you
both of
sucker.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in I'm gonna get you sucker. He's the kung fu guy. And they kind of like do that in this. That's what I was saying. Like this kind of like shows a lot of what they plan to do later in Hollywood, not just Townsend, but like the Wayans brothers. Like in that same sketch, Damon is like an informant and he's a wino, and like he does that character later on and in Living Color. But it's more expanded, right? He's just like, I remember he's just like a hobo, and he's got like the trench coat, and he's got like the newspaper shoes. He was just doing like weird stuff. He was just like, this one is really took me back. He's like, I'm gonna be the first black Superman. He's just doing the Meteor Man thing.
Yeah.
They tell him to get back to work because the city's full of crime.
I was
he just does okay.
I thought they were gonna pull him over with the helicopter. I thought that's the joke that was coming.
I was telling Blake, like, this movie felt a lot to me, and I think it came out before it, but like the way that he would like think up these sketches and do kind of these like slapstick or parody sketches felt a lot like UHF to me. Are you familiar with the Weird Al movie?
My friend David is a huge Weird Al fan.
Yeah.
And he won't shut up about that movie. I know of it. I've seen some stuff from it, but I never really got into it. I never really got into Weird Al.
I wasn't a huge fan, but I watched that movie, and now I live in the city where most of it's filmed, so.
He said that's his, like, Weird Al is his spirit animal, so.
Oh, wow.
He talks about it all the time,
but it reminded me of that, and then I was also telling Blake, like, speaking of like just like telegraphing like later types of humor and things like that, like the sitcom there's a bat in my house is what it was. Is that what it?
You know, he wrote the theme song to that too. I saw it in the credits.
That's crazy. Ridiculous. That felt like it was straight out of like, or it belonged in like Adult Swim and like Tim and Eric. It really, really like felt like a lot of this like mid 2000s like kind of
absurdity,
surreal, absurdist humor. That was really cool to see. Yeah,
that's interesting because what I was getting from that is they were parodying Sherman Hemsley. Do you guys know who Sherman Hemsley is? Nope. All right, you guys know the Jeffersons, though, right?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, the main character of the Jeffersons, the Jeffersons is a spinoff of All in the Family.
Yes. Yep,
yeah,
I knew that.
So the main character, George Jefferson, is played by Sherman Hemsley. He's like this loudmouth, like counter racist to the
Carol. Carol O'Connor.
Carol O'Connor character.
Yeah.
God,
yep.
I've forgotten his name.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either.
We're bad at this. We're bad at podcasting. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it all down.
Turn it off.
I can remember the entire theme song to that show.
Go. I never expected All in the Family, but I guess I should have.
Well, he's making fun of Sherman Hemsley because the entire character is kind of like a parody of blackness. It's like, look what happens when you get success. And he's just like he's a complete asshole. And it also felt like Alf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's just like he combines those two things together. A lot of Townsend's humor comes from the television that he watches more so than the movies that he watches. So he'd like do a lot of impressions. He'd watch a lot of TV. He'd do a lot of the impressions of the characters on TV. So if you grew up watching 70s TV, there was a lot of weird kind of like, we're going to put black people on TV, but it's essentially minstrel. So it's the Jeffersons. It's Good Times, where
Good
every
Times, yep.
single Good Times feels like the projects where they live. The Cabrini Green projects actually is where they live in Good Times, and it feels like every episode is its own little circle of hell. Like if you watch it that way, where every single time they do something to try to succeed and move out of the projects, they always end up back where they started in the projects. They're
because
just like trapped in limbo. The
show would be over if they actually made it out. So they couldn't.
At some point, like the daughter's gonna get married, Thelma, and her fiance is gonna be a professional football player. And right before he signs the contract, he gets hurt, and then he moves into their house too. So it's just like not only they fail to move out and move up into a better place, they've also taken on like an extra person.
Yeah,
it's always just running backwards.
You know, I grew up watching a lot of these shows, and
I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean, you watch Nick at Night, you end up watching a whole lot of weird shit.
Oh, Nick at Night. I forget you're like a little bit younger than me.
Yep, about
you feel
3
so
years
old.
younger. Yeah,
you feel so old.
I mean, I'm not far behind you. I'm about to be 42, so I'm not far behind.
He's always complaining about everything.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I hate this. And I'm like, what do you just settle down, man. Settle down.
Hate it all. Whatever you bring my way,
everything is going to shit, but it's okay.
Calm down,
it's either okay or it's not, man, but it can't be both.
I know. It's the shtick is wearing off, apparently. It
feels like
not holding its sway.
Because you're like, hey, I hate everything and everything's going to shit. I just had 2 more kids. I just brought 2 more people into the shit storm.
And
you did that during the pandemic, which is like the weirdest time to have children.
I mean,
it's like, hey, here's the apocalypse.
Apparently, if you think about it, what more are you going to do during the pandemic?
I guess so, if you're a bunny. If you're a little rabbit, you're just like, what else am I going to do in a pandemic other than my wife? It's like, that's essentially what you're telling me.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically.
All right.
You know?
Yeah,
I wish this camera was working so you could see my face.
Oh, I can visualize it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, so the thing I'm having seen Meteor Man now, and now Hollywood Shuffle, I'm curious what you're going to say about this, because I'm really kind of blown away by almost the moral center of what appears to be Robert Townsend films.
Yeah,
like there's a point in both movies, and I assume maybe in others, of which I haven't seen, where he's basically standing up and saying, "I'm not that person." Like, or in the case of Meteor Man, he's saying, "No, we need to rise up and be better than just individuals. We need to be a community and make this place a better place."
Yeah.
There seems to be a really moral core to Robert Townsend, and I'm curious, like, does that carry on through his other films, and how was that taken? Like, what was that? Was that a positive thing, or was that?
I actually wanted to get into that a little bit, because you can see the division between where the weigh-ins skew more towards an Eddie Murphy and that type of raunchy humor. Townsend actually skews more towards like the I didn't want to have to evoke this, but the Cosby-ness of
Gotcha.
the moral center, the positive role model type of character. And you see it in the Five Heartbeats, and then later on you see it in his television show Parenthood, where essentially it's the Cosby Show, but a more modern update where he's a bit more fallible as a dad and what he does. He's got like 3 children. But he always plays more of a family man type of character versus kind of like the hustler asshole character that like a Damon Wayans would play in like Mo Money or something like that. And you see them even doing like their own superhero thing with like Blank Man.
Yeah.
But again, it's more raunchy. Like he's playing the straight character, but it's like a raunchier world where he's kind of like the odd man out. He's playing like this nerdy character, but
he's
like,
playing the straight edged character.
Yeah, isn't the love interest in that movie like Robin Givens? I haven't seen it in a really long time.
I'm not sure I can tell you because
pretty sure
I remember little to nothing about that movie actually.
Maybe we should do that.
I saw it.
Yeah, that might be a good one.
Yeah, but this is a good time to talk about television and using a black audience to build its rep, like Fox and Warner Brothers. So you guys remember when Fox started? It was basically like late 80s, early 90s. They just put on whatever crap they could. But that's when you get shows like Martin, you get Living Single, you get New York Undercover, which is basically like what if New Jack City was a television show?
Yeah.
But also combined with Miami Vice. You got like 2 cool detectives
propaganda
who are going undercover doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also crack. Crack epidemic.
Exactly.
You gotta have crack in it.
So,
and that's my problem with crap, what's the name of the show?
Parenthood?
No, I was gonna say
New York Undercover?
Law and Order. Law and Order needs more crack. They need more crack cases.
Not enough crack.
They need more crack cases. They've even got Ice-T there.
You could also say, The Wire is a bit of a fault for that too.
Oh,
there's more nuance possibly in it, but yeah, it's just another version of it. So,
I mean, crack it was big business in like the hood.
Yep.
Like, that's a tangent that I don't even want to get into, but it's part of Meteor Man. Like that's why it shows up in so much like black media. There's like you've always got like a crackhead there, like Eddie Murphy's The PJs. You've always got like a crackhead character. Any of Richard Pryor's stand-up. There's always like that character. Well, for Richard Pryor, it was more of a heroin thing. But crack in the 80s was a lot, especially in media.
So was Townsend looked fondly on for with the moralizing element of it?
Like he goes into, instead of joining up with the Fox stuff, he doesn't do that because he doesn't want to do that type of sellout type of the type of comedy they wanted was more raunchy stuff. That's why we got Martin. But later on, Warner Brothers comes calling and he does the same, and they do something similar, but a little bit different, a little bit more diverse. That's when you get like the Steve Harvey show, you get the Hughley show. A lot of the comedians were just getting shows. And Robert Townsend got one called The Parenthood. Now, Robert Townsend, for the most part, because of kind of like his more conservative politics, conservative, small C.
Yeah.
He's more straight edged, less less raunchy, and it didn't like for a while it was okay, but like I don't think his comedy, like his actual appearing in the comedy, went over as well because of that. That's why he started being more behind the camera. But for something like Five Heartbeats, oh, that's like a hood classic, honestly. Like everyone loves that movie. Everyone knows the songs, everyone knows the lines from the movie. They're constantly quoting it. My roommate loves that movie. I haven't seen it in years, but that's kind of like where Townsend kind of peters out.
Okay.
Like in the mid 90s, because he does Parenthood and it doesn't really go over well. It's on for like a few seasons, I think maybe like 2 or 3 seasons, and then it just kind of like fizzles out, and he's just pretty much been behind the camera ever since. He's done like a few movies. I was looking it up on Letterboxd, but yeah, he doesn't really. He kind of like disappears from the limelight.
Yeah,
So,
it doesn't seem like he's made too many things since like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Just which, you know, people do their own things and take their careers in different ways. Interestingly, yeah, I noticed, you brought up Cosby, like the last thing that he did was like some sort of like Cosby special in like 2013.
Oh no.
As far as behind the camera stuff, although actually I think there's maybe a few other things.
Oh, we frozen?
But yeah, that was maybe an unfortunate. Oh no, I'm not frozen. Can you guys hear me?
You were frozen. Something
Demetrius,
happened.
I think.
But you're back.
Okay.
You're back.
Yeah,
like I was looking
maybe...
at you. You were frozen. Your beard was frozen in carbonite.
Oh. That's maybe like an unfortunate thing, but yeah, I noticed just after seeing two Robert Townsend movies, the Meteor Man and now Hollywood Shuffle, I was picking up on that too, that he just is kind of nicer than like the Wayans, but he could still like engage in that type of humor a little bit, but like you said, kind of behind the scenes. I wasn't really going anywhere with this, but I noticed that too, and I don't know. It kind of makes me sad that maybe he wasn't that well received, because I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the Meteor Man again too, like so yeah.
Well, part of me thinks that like there's an anger underneath this movie.
Yeah.
Like you can almost sense it by the level of satire he's using, and it's I think that may be the most sad part, is that it at least from what you were talking about, Demetrius, is that it sounded like he lost some of that drive.
Yeah.
Because I think if he had harnessed that a little bit more, like you said, this being his statement coming onto the scene, like,
yeah, it's got a lot of teeth to it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of teeth to it. And at the time it was coming out, I assume you're not seeing a whole lot of satire in the same way, like this. Now you may know some other films that did something similar or something before this, but I can't recall anything.
Well, I was just gonna bring up. Have you guys seen a film called Bamboozled? It's a Spike Lee film. And it's got Damon Wayans in it, and it kind of gets into this where it's just like the policing of what blackness is, both by the status quo, but also by the black community. It's just like, are you black enough for television? Meaning, like, are you a stereotype? Are you putting on a minstrel show? Are you literally tap dancing and eating watermelon, or if you're a black person in the executive class, are you doing enough for the community? Are you still black? If you've ingratiated yourself so deeply within this system, are you still representative of us? And when you're a black person on TV and you're not giving up those, like, giving out that negative stereotype, it's not just white people who grew up with that, it's also us. Like, there's a reason why Tyler Perry films sell so much, where he's just essentially just doing this minstrel character all the time and getting all these huge laughs. And he's an actually talented director, but he made his money. He made his money doing these stage plays where he's essentially just being the ultimate stereotype, and the crowd is mostly black and they're laughing their asses off, right? And now he's got like this huge compound. He's like probably the most successful black actor in Hollywood, to tell you the truth.
That's fair. Yeah. So would you say that
hundreds of millions of dollars? So it's just as he and he's got like an entire network of television shows on BET. But have you seen those shows? Have you seen the quality of what those shows are? And it's the complete antithesis of what Townsend was going for.
Yeah.
And it's like he didn't give up. He just lost to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe the most depressing, frustrating thing ever. That's why I bring up Bamboozled. It's just like they're trying to get canceled with the most negative stereotype ever, but it just keeps getting better and better ratings.
Yeah.
And we live under capitalism. Money talks. Ratings means more ads. More ads means more revenue. And they're going to keep throwing that money at you. You can't take that show off the air. That's what Batty Boy is about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
that's a devastating like sketch right there, especially when he actually comes to Winky Dinky Dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, shout out to John Witherspoon.
Yeah.
I thought that interaction was so interesting because they're like fawning over him and they're like excited to see him, and then they immediately
the complete heel turn.
Yeah, they turn on him and they're like, "Man, you suck!" Like, and they're like honest to him.
Yeah, because he's acting too bougie. He's too ingratiated into the system. But But Townsend doesn't go away. He's like, I want to be like you. What do I do? And he's just like, I'm going to give you some real advice. Take whatever job there is, because those are the only jobs.
Sequels.
They're constantly telling him. They're constantly telling you this is the only way to make it. Even when he like gives up on the film after getting the lead, everybody's like, you're ruining it for all of us.
Yeah.
I do want to say I had two things that I was thinking of. One was one of the funniest jokes in the movie to me was like when he's like dreaming about doing the movie and then like having everyone pick at him, and they're like he's with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend complaining about him, and
Anne-Marie Horsford.
Yeah, and
she's great. She's in the movie Keller too.
Yeah, she was great. But at some point, the reporter asks him, like, points to a picture of him and asks him, "Is this
do you make these faces?
Yeah, do you make these faces in bed?" And he like has to stop, and he's like, "Yeah, sometimes," because like, and I just busted up at that point. I thought that was funny, but it was like,
well, there's like this weird thing about like a stereotype because it is based on something, but it's a caricature of an existing thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, I do look like that. If you take a picture of me in motion or mid conversation, like this is definitely my face. Like, what do I say to that? It's like, hey, do you like chicken? And it's like, yeah, I enjoy chicken, but you know where I find a lot of great chicken places? In the suburbs. Because white people love chicken too. We all love chicken and barbecue.
Yeah,
it's great.
But I also wanted to say, like, part of what's like fascinating about this movie too is there's this story about, and it's embedded into the preview for this movie. If you watch the trailer for this movie, Robert Townsend is like introducing it, and he's talking about how he maxed out all of his credit cards to make this movie, so you better go and see it.
Right.
And that's what really happened, was he like had to pull all of these strings together to like raise $100,000, which sure, that was a lot more in 1987 than it is now, but it was still a shoestring budget to make this movie. Like, I think there's this story that I read about him like renting equipment specifically on Thursday nights so he could keep it the whole weekend and like get extra shoots out of it and then return it on Monday. And so, you know, there's this just scrappiness and like in true independent filmmaker shit like embedded into this movie, and he had to fight so hard for this, and it just kind of like makes what you were saying kind of sadder, that like maybe he just got tired after like 4 or 5 rounds of this, and it not like him just trying to be himself and it not being the thing that got these ratings going, you know. I don't know. So
no, that's absolutely true. You're definitely spot on with that. It is exhausting. Like, I remember when I was in college, and I would be like my first white friends were in college, and I guess one of them got comfortable enough to say, I didn't know black guys like you existed. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
I think
but if you're raised on a diet of like black people in media, like, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of offensive, but also, you know?
Well, it's like the Black Acting School skit where the guy who plays Mandingo he's being interviewed by Townsend.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I got to play, you know, three robbers, you know.
Oh yeah, he got to play
15 crackheads to 3 rapists. That was a good time.
Yeah, the rapist role was like his crowning achievement, because like that's when you get the most screen time, because you need to be as dangerous and as vicious as possible. And then I think about I turned on Tubi the other day. You guys love Tubi.
Oh
right?
Yeah.
So I turned on Tubi, and they got the movie Penitentiary on there.
I don't know.
Have you guys never seen Penitentiary? Oh no. All right, quick aside. Penitentiary is a movie about a guy who's wrongly convicted, of course, is sent to prison for murder. And while he's there, because he's such a good fighter, they tell him that they want him to participate in like this underground boxing. So he gets into that, but like it's a really weird movie. Anyway, there's a lot of like it's like the end of blaxploitation, like 70s going into the 80s. So it's very sexually explosive is what I say.
Wow.
What I can say. But there's a Penitentiary 2 where he's like earned his freedom, he's out, and I guess his arch nemesis is Ernie Hudson.
Oh God.
Ernie Hudson, Ghostbusters' own Winston Zedmore, is a dangerous homicidal maniac. Now, just imagine, just picture Ernie Hudson in your mind. The sophisticated.
Yeah, I can't see that.
Yeah.
Save my life.
You go to like Juilliard. Anyway, so you know how Tubi always shows like a little preview of like the movie, right? When you're just like hovering over it. So I'm hovering over this movie and I'm like looking down doing something. And all of a sudden, Ernie Hudson breaks into the bathroom where the main character's girlfriend is. And he's like raping her quietly while the guy's like outside. I was like, why is this the preview?
Wow.
Why is this the scene that you chose specifically? And it's just like, and it keeps cutting back to like close-ups on his face while he's doing it.
Oh my God.
And he's like whispering things and it's just repulsive. And I'm like, this is Ernie Hudson. And this was like one of his early roles. And that's what that acting school is about. Because no matter who you are as a black person, you're a predator and you can portray that on screen. You're perpetuating the stereotype of negativity that you are dangerous, you are violent, and you don't belong here. And that is the underlying teeth of that sketch that really resonated.
Yeah.
And even like the Mandingo thing, because like there's actually a movie called Mandingo about a guy on a plantation who's just like the slave owner's wife's lover, right?
Oh God.
And that's what that's about. I love when he like helps her up and they like run away together. And he leaves like he leaves his other two I guess concubines or whatever behind, which is a whole other thing from the whole idea of like the Mandingo and the Black Bull, about how they would send like muscular slaves, they like trade them around to like other plantations to like impregnate other slaves. Real thing, folks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, what happened to the black family?
Yeah.
Where are these? And like even in like modern day pornography, that's still like a thing where it's just like
It's I mean, all of the most profoundly like on the surface tropes of Black America are very much front and center in porn.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's
crazy.
Probably like the most frustrating part about like this movie is like all the things he's calling out are still like around.
Yeah.
Like you still see it in some version.
Demetrius, I was gonna point out your example underlines that like of that preview showing up on Tubi. It's just underlined the fact that this is being transferred now into AI, and like how these things are like picking out these pieces of the movie to show you and different things like that.
This is what is going to get you to watch it right here.
Yeah, I watched it right then and there.
Well,
it's like
Ernie Hudson rape scene.
I was like, Ernie Hudson rape scene. I couldn't push play hard fast enough. Like what?
Yeah.
I remember seeing like part 1 when I was a kid, and there's a scene where that was like burned into my mind where like during the fights, everyone is kind of like focused on the fight in the arena. So like both the men's and women's prisons like overlap, and like so like a lady goes to the bathroom and a guy's like hiding in the ceiling panel, so he jumps down.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's terrifying.
Bad. And then like later on, the guy goes to the bathroom and the lady comes into the bathroom to rape him. And I was like, what is this? I'm sorry. You
Both
guys.
sides. Both sides.
No.
I see rape on both sides.
Would you say that the okay? So we talked about Townsend's kind of morality coming through in his movies. Would you say that the Wayans, the direction they ended up going, would you say that the kind of morality that Townsend fell into and the raunchiness that the Wayans fell into is two sides of the same coin? Like they both like end up objectifying black culture in negative ways, or what? Like would you say that either one is worse than the other, or what?
You know what? That's hard to say. It's hard to quantify, honestly, because the Wayans take more of a maximalist approach. Because they're so raunchy, because it's so in your face, but I think it's coming from the same place. It's the reason why, like Keenan and Robert hit it off in the first place, because they have like the same type of humor.
Yeah.
Underneath, it's just if you have like a group of friends and like certain friends are a certain way, but they also hang out with these other people. Like Robert Townsend I think Robert Townsend has a better artistic grasp of the medium than the Wayans do, but the Wayans are, because of that maximalist approach and because of the history of kind of like blaxploitation and like promoting those type of stereotypes, they're a lot more effective at skewering it.
Gotcha.
But even though they're more effective at it, I don't think they reach the audience that they intend to.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like I remember during the Chappelle Show sketch, there was like he talked about towards the end of the show, like people would come up to him while he was with his family, and they'd be like, "I'm rich, bitch." Just like yelling catchphrases at him. He realized like, oh, this isn't like hitting the audience in the way that I thought it would. They're just doing things. I remember I was at a party one time and somebody, like, I was having a conversation and I overheard like someone at a party at our house, and he's like talking to another friend of ours, and he's like, this is a white guy, and he's like, oh, they should have never gave you niggas money. And I'm like, I was like, stop the music, stop everything. And I immediately had to address it. Like, don't ever say that. And it's like, but it's just I'm just saying the line. And it's like, yeah, but now you got to get out.
Wow.
Yeah.
But dude, it's the Wayans brothers, like, they have that. And they have like the popularity of like white chicks or
yeah, we were talking a little bit
like
about
the scary movie films. It's like they raked in like millions and millions of dollars with that type of humor, but like, who's your audience and why do they think it's funny?
Well, and it kind of makes you wonder, like, what actually is the true effectiveness of satire? Like, like, what does satire actually work, or is it just another way to like solidify the things that it's trying to skewer? I mean,
because you have to participate in the thing in order to skewer it, and
exactly.
Your audience isn't always gonna pick up on the nuance of that conversation, especially if they're not familiar with why that thing is negative.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already have to have like some idea about why that thing isn't a good thing. You have to have like your own set morality to say, "Oh, I don't like the way this feels when it's happening." So when someone brings up that humor, like, of course, like if you're a black actor and you go into an audition day after day and you're being told, to be blacker, or you're not quite the type of black that we need. And it's just like, what type of black is it? Like, I used to talk to my friends, like growing up in Detroit, like most of us are black, right? So there's a lot of nuance to like, is a person going to be like hood black, or like, why do you need to be categorized in the first place? But it's more of a class difference than anything else.
Yeah.
So when I like moved away from there and was told like, "Oh, you don't seem very black," which is a thing that would happen a lot outside of Detroit, I realized that I grew up in kind of a bubble of blackness, where it's just like, I never really had to think about the fact that I was a black person in Detroit, because everyone was. But out here, I get pulled over by police, or like that used to happen a lot in my 20s, and it was kind of like baffling to me, because like in Detroit, most of the police are black too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. So back to your question about like satire, unless the people are engaged in the type of media or knowledge that you are, then it's not really satire. It's just like a straight up joke. And when it's just a straight up joke, people are aren't laughing at the nuance of it. They're laughing at the goofiness of its execution.
Mm-hmm.
And
which means everyone has to be in on the joke for satire to work.
Yeah, and I think that's why like someone like of all the Wayans, I think Marlon is probably the most talented, but you wouldn't know it based on like he's the most caricature. He usually plays the biggest caricature of all of them, whether it's Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
The scene where he's got like an entire trunk full of arms. He's got like a nuclear missile in there. Yeah. And he's just like, do we have a problem? It's like burned into my brain, but he's making these faces and it's like Robert Townsend on the side.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He's actively doing it because he knows it's going to get the laugh. You see him doing it throughout Scary Movie, but you also know that he can be a really amazing dramatic actor too. And you never get to see it. Like this year, Him came out. It's a terrible movie, but he's incredible in it. And he's like constantly oscillating between, humorous, gracious, inviting, welcoming, but also
I didn't even know he was in it.
Oh, he's like the main character. Like he's like a Colonel Kurtz type of character of football, where like the main character has to like go to his compound and train with him after getting over an injury, and it goes off the rails. But yeah, like Marlon's great in that, and it's just like makes me wish that he had like a bigger dramatic career outside of just like something like this and Requiem for a Dream, where he's essentially like just playing a toned down version of himself, but without like the extra spin of like minstrel that he usually does in his humor.
Yeah. Man, it's almost a double-edged sword. Like it's what I'm getting from the film and from the discussion we just had is that it's like it's a no-win situation. Like pick a road and you're screwed. no matter what.
And I just thought about something else too. Just one more thing I wanted to add. Damon kind of like does like a 180 and becomes a lot more like Robert does. He's a lot more like Robert later on in his career, where he's just doing like more straight up comedy, more straight edge character type of comedy. Like he's in My Wife and Kids. It's like an ABC show that ran for like 5 seasons, where he's just like a dad. Like he's kind of a jerk to his kids, but he's, you know, like a regular guy. And then when he became a parent, like, you know, his son's also a comedian. That's him in like Let's Be Cops. His son has been on television, Damon Wayans Jr. Yeah, like he took on more of a fatherly role, and that maybe that changed the way that he viewed humor, because he was viewing it through his children. Like you see like Robert Townsend's little brother in this, and they constantly cut back to him and how he looks up to his brother, and it's just like there's a whole generation coming behind you. Is this the example that you want to set? Like, it's fun when you're in it, but then you look over and you see the next one coming behind you, and you're like, I want to be a pimp just like you. He's got on a little suit, which is hilarious, but also you get it.
Demoralizing.
Yeah. Like, how do I continue to act? How do I continue to like skip around saying, but I love to do him? And yeah, I'm sorry, I had to do that impression because it's fucking funny, right? It's funny, but but then you realize like it's a fact. It's like you're constantly I think about like the scientists in the Manhattan Project is like being a black comedian. You're so focused on building the thing, figuring out the science of it, and then you realize, oh shit, this is gonna blow up everything. But it's already done. It's already in the network's hands. They're already showing it, and all you can do is, you know, reap the benefits of your new TV show being a smash success, or your new movie, and them wanting you to do more of that specific thing because that's what you are about.
You're too busy doing the thing in order and not stepping back and saying, should this thing be done?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's such an interesting analogy. I don't know. That's like clicking with me a lot. Like just the idea of Manhattan Project. That's crazy.
That's probably the closest I can get to it. It's like what's the Baldwin quote? To be black and conscious is to be angry all the time. And like it's gonna come out. It's even gonna come out in the humor. Like it's kind of like it's like our pitch black humor. It's our way of kind of like turning that thing into something, but at the same time, like it's still that thing, and maybe the nuance of what we're saying doesn't always like come across. And unfortunately, like that bomb's gonna go off every single time. There's always like that new comedian who's gonna pop up, whether it's Eddie Murphy or Mike Epps or Chris Rock or
Dave Chappelle or
Dave Chappelle. There's always like, and they always have to lean into that. There's never like a black stand-up who like shows up in a suit and tells like just straight up jokes. You don't, and that's what Townsend's talking about. Like, you don't get to be a person, you get to be an idea of a person.
Oh man, damn.
And he's like that, especially like that scene where he's like looking over at the two actors practicing a love scene, and it's just like I'll never get to do that. I'll never get to just be a full person with like all of this character, like this 3-dimensional character, like I can be a villain without being the villain of society. I can be the hero. I'll never get to play like a Rambo character. You never get to play just
Rambro.
this. Yeah,
Rambro.
Rambro. Yeah.
Well, you even see that with the real brother skit, like whenever they're talking about Amadeus meets Solarius, and they both hate it, and I'm like, that's the commentary on the fact that you're playing a character, like you can't like anything that's not quote unquote black, otherwise you've lost your credibility. Like,
so, I love that they even almost get into a fight during the review process.
It's and then I mean there's a lot of brilliant stuff going on in this movie, and it really is saddening to see the trajectory of his career, and some of the stuff you've brought up too is just to be cosmified, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sucks because there's a lot of promise and there's a lot of seething edge and motivation going on in this movie that I think if he'd been able to maintain that and actually get some, ability to like continue those projects, I think he could have been. I mean, he could have skewered a lot of things really well.
He could, and he's a really smart writer too.
Yeah, and like, as I kind of mentioned before, I kind of feel like his humor and like his heart kind of mix well with a lot of like absurdist things we're seeing now too. I honestly think that he probably could still like, maybe he was just kind of ahead of his time as far as like the culture in general too, and like accepting of that type of humor and mixture of humor and heart in absurdity. But I don't know, maybe someone maybe someone will give him like $1 million
type of humor.
So,
That's like his humor is like my humor. He's always been brilliant to me, which is why I really wanted to I wanted you guys to see this. I wanted you to see like what he's capable of. Yeah. Because he's a brilliant comedian, but he's like a brilliant physical actor too. Mm-hmm. Just on screen he's electric, and he just never really he's like always a background character. Like I said, if he's in Streets of Fire, he's more of a blinking you'll miss him background character. And that's a shame because he could be the lead of so many films. He can do so many things, and he just never got that opportunity. They wanted an Eddie Murphy type.
Mm-hmm.
I think him and Tim Robinson should get together.
Yeah.
And do something.
Oh man, Tim Robinson. I feel
like the absurdist edge to Townsend would fit really well. With Tim Robinson.
I'll tell you the truth. Like, as a Detroiter, I just like his humor is not for me. I remember like what's the movie that he
Friendship.
Recently? Yeah, Friendship.
It's weird
again,
as hell.
My friend who loves Weird Al also loves that movie, and I was like, God,
I'm not sure I could say I loved it.
I can't wait for this movie to end. I can't wait for it to fucking end.
I love his sketch show, but man, that movie was rough.
I know you've talked about it before.
I like everybody, but it was it works almost better as a horror movie than a comedy.
That movie is rough. That movie's rough. It looks amazing though. Like, who's the cinematographer on that movie?
Yeah,
it looks
really, no
great.
kidding.
It looks like $1 million, but it's a shit movie.
Oh man.
I said it.
And with that, I think it's really great that you had the last the final word on that movie, because no one else is going to talk about that movie ever again. So
Yeah, it's shit. It's absolute shit. Hey, I don't want this to end on a downer. So can we talk about Jameson's running?
Yeah.
I haven't been running that much
Oh
lately,
God, come on, man.
Demetrius, I have been running. I still keep up on it, just not as much as I want. So, still like 5 times a week. So,
Damn, dude.
not.
No, what do you mean, like, not that much? That's like
I
the
want to go.
entire week. That's a work week, dude.
I
It's
want to
like
go
I only
longer
go to work
distances.
5 days a week. It's not that much.
Well, thank you for.
I only do 5 8-hour shifts.
Yeah. No, I did want to say, after this, I have put the 5 heartbeats on my mental queue. Definitely want to check that out. So, no, I'm
Same here.
I'm
It's
into.
on my actual queue though. So
Yeah. I don't have that. I don't write things down. What's that like, Blake?
You end up losing the list about 2 weeks later, and you're like, shit, what was on there?
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll remind you.
Oh yeah.
I'll remind Blake to remind you.
Demetrius,
What
do you
else?
play any video games?
I don't.
Oh.
Like, I'm interested in gaming journalism.
Okay.
But I think I've sent you some Jacob Geller stuff, Blake.
Yep, you have. And I've watched them. Yep.
I love gaming journalism. And when I was a teenager, I used to work in the electronics department at a Super K. And I'd sit there reading all the magazines. I could tell you everything there was about a game. I would never play it. I just never had any interest. I want to know about
Demetrius,
the story of the game.
Do you actually know a
to...
game if you didn't play it?
Yeah. Yeah. You do.
You do. From a very
you know all the characters. You know what the story is. That's the most important thing. But here's the thing. It's just here's my thing about gaming. I like to do stuff. I go outside.
Okay.
I interact with people. It's I've always belonged to 2 worlds because I grew up drawing. I was very small. And then in high school, I got really hot. And all of a sudden I was at the other table. But I still like to draw, and I still like to read comics, and I still like to watch anime. But I was also a cool kid. And now, you can be all those things, but back in the 90s, you could. It was a lot more punk, I guess. Where it's I like to watch anime, but I didn't want to talk to other people who like to watch anime because it was usually some shit take and some terrible television show that they paid, $40 for a VHS tape with 3 episodes or something. No, I like the serious, what would be called seinen stuff, which is older teens or adults. I didn't watch any of what's more popular in the West, which is what you would call shonen, the more Dragon Ball Z power scaling type of stuff, and that's what every other kid wanted to talk to me about. And I was no, man, I don't want to talk to you about that because I get laid.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah,
if you love cinema and it's animation is just another thing that you could watch, right? And if you that was my entry into anime, which is I love comics and I love to draw. So if you're into illustration, of course animation is a big deal. But at the same time, you're not watching animation because you're in Arrested Development. And that's the people that I would run into when I worked at Best Buy, when they were surprised that I knew what Razafon was. But then when they wanted to talk to me about Fruits Basket or something, I was pass, hard pass.
I'm good. Yeah.
Hard pass. That's just not my thing. I don't want to talk to you about showbiz. I'm not even gonna read it or look at it. Not the fan servicey stuff. Yeah, this is the first time that anybody's ever brought up these things in this community. So good luck with the feedback.
Well, you mean the feedback from the 3 people that still listen.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I'll give you guys some feedback so I can
give us some feedback about this.
Who was that asshole you guys had on the other day? Like, what was up with that?
What is
Never
that
get
guy?
him on again.
Oh no.
He
no,
seemed to really talk a lot about race.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Why do you have to make everything about race?
He was the only person who was brave enough to connect Robert Townsend and anime, so, you know.
And to the Manhattan Project.
And he was doing God's work.
I brought up video games. I'm curious, have you read anything about the game Silk Song?
Yeah, actually, I just watched an entire video about it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of game journalism about it. I just finished playing it.
Well, the particular video was about the cost of religion and how it entrapped, how the very literal god of the tower. Well, it was about like not just religion, but like religion as a power structure, and how what's the main character's name again? I've forgotten.
Hornet.
Yeah, Hornet. Hornet is spoilers for everyone. Hornet at the end of the game is forced to take the place of the god by absorbing that god's power. So the structure remains despite everything that the character went through to dismantle it. And it says something about structures of power and rebellions against that power, that you, in order to destroy a government, like what comes next? You become the government, and then there's a rebellion against you eventually.
In the words of David Byrne, same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
Yeah.
There is water underneath the ocean.
Yeah. It's a pretty crazy story and some interesting critiques for a gothic bug game.
Yeah.
So, I will say that's actually one of the endings. There's some more endings of the game.
Oh no, there's like a secret like part 3 or something too.
Yeah, which is like
they get into
half
that
of the
too.
game. Yeah. So
where it's like if you actually help out everyone around you and don't focus on that. Yeah. I don't want to like get into that, but yeah.
No.
If you could, I'll send you the video and you can put it in the description.
Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely do that.
If you want. Or you can just watch it on your own. Mm-hmm.
I was just curious, if you had engaged with that game at all, because I had just played a bunch of it, so, yeah.
How is it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's good. But I like...
That shouldn't matter, Demetrius. It shouldn't matter if he enjoyed the game. It's all about the objective view of the game.
I take almost...
That's my issue with gaming. Actually, it's like the subjective versus the objective. Like if gaming was more like what the holodeck experience is on Star Trek Next Generation, if it was more like TNG where you're just like going in there and you're doing stuff, you're getting exercise, and you're not like completely like armed to the teeth and engaging everyone with gun, then like I think I would like gaming more if it was like that. I think someone actually brought that up. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, gaming is definitely like, you fight, just fight. Like that's all you do is fight.
Someone actually like coined that. We're just like engage the world with gun.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. You like. It's funny because
the only way you can interact with anyone, you can't talk to anyone. You just run through, just like mowing down people like a spree killer, if you think about what you're doing for just a moment, where you're like running around, you're knocking people out, you're taking ammo, you're shooting more people, you're blowing up things, you're kicking in doors. It's just like, what is happening? You would never do this in real life.
Yeah.
And not to
Actually,
compare games to like real life, but you would never interact with the world in any scenario like this, is what I mean.
yeah.
Man, we are utter failures at ending this show on a
Dude,
high
I
note.
think I was trying to bring up
I keep trying, but he brought up gaming.
no, I was trying to make a good end point because it's like an incredible game, but you're right. All you do is fight. Actually, it's interesting because the community about that game seems to be upset about that because there are some like end battles where you fight like characters that you like hung out with during the game, and you have to battle them and then kill them, and it's making a lot of people feel terrible. Like, and so they're almost choosing not to do it.
I can't imagine them feeling bad about killing someone that they hung out with.
Yeah. So anyway, so
have you guys played Disco Elysium?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I tried to get Blake to play that game.
I played it for an hour.
That game
rocks. And I don't play games either. And so I played it for an hour, and I was like, I really suck at this, and so I don't have motivation to continue on. But I like the concept of this game.
Well, what I was gonna say is, because the game is also kind of a downer, I was going to ask if you guys had heard of the band who does the soundtrack for British Sea Power.
Yeah. Love them.
I know, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I listen to that while I'm at work sometimes. It's just such an amazing soundtrack.
Agreed.
But that opening with the horns blasting is probably my favorite track of it.
Is that the same, like, that's the actual band that's, like, been around since, like, the 90s, right?
Yeah,
or, like,
so.
the late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to check the soundtrack out. I don't think I've listened to it. British Sea Power. I remember seeing their albums in stores.
They might just go by Sea Power now. Or maybe that's when they started. But yeah, at one point they dropped the British. I don't know if it's back, but yeah.
Do you think that they were on the verge of getting canceled because they had British in their title?
I don't know. I don't know why anyone anything.
Yeah, I typed it in on my YouTube music. Yeah, they're just Sea Power, but the album from 2013, From the Sea to the Land Beyond, is, I think, where the opening sound, the opening music comes from, the opening track. So yeah, shout out to them, and you can check them out after you get finished with what are you listening to right now, Blake?
What am I listening to? Yeah, De La Soul. Yep.
Yeah. And what's the name of that album?
I was listening to it again. Cabin in the Sky. Yeah, that's right.
All right. So we're on a positive note.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I co-sign that soundtrack. That is a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
I will be listening to that tonight then while I go to sleep.
All right. So we've got a good ending lined up. Don't ruin this. Blake specifically.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna hard end this with with basically saying bye and same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.